My name is Richelle Gemini, and I am a director. I'm a writer. I'm a rapper. I'm a poet. I'm a singer, songwriter, so much more. But that's just the gist of it. I'm from H-Town. I'm from the Southwest Side, Von West Airport to be exact. And I'm a Texas girl through and through. So my dad has a church in Lamarck, and when I was 12, we moved out there for a little bit, and then I finished up high school in Pearland, which is basically Houston, just on the little outskirts of it. And then for college, I went to University of North Texas, where I was in Denton, and I was running all up and through Dallas, doing my thing, starting off my poetry life, my music world. And so I started off in dance, and as a child, from 5 years old, I was in ballet, I was in tennis, I was in modeling, I was doing pageants. And by the time I got to college, I told my parents, I'm not about to do tennis in college. I was just I don't think I'm even gonna pursue dance any further. I really enjoyed it. And I was I don't know, I think I got discouraged when I went to a ballet and I saw the girls super, 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 super skinny. And I was very skinny back in the day. I'm a little more thicker now, but at the same time, I was I don't think I could be that skinny. And I remember that moment, and I was just okay, I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna do broadcast journalism. And when I got there, I joined a group called the Cast, just to keep myself in the arts. And the Cast is it was our version of making our own theater productions and everything, because University of North Texas is not as diverse. So I joined the Cast, and the first thing they asked was, who want to do a monologue for this thing? And I was me, I'll do a monologue, I'll write it. And I wrote it, and everybody after I did that monologue at the show was you're the poet, you're the poet. And I was no, that was a monologue, I'm not a poet. And I had two guys that I still love to this day. They were Richelle, we're gonna take you to an open mic. And I was just all right, cool. We go to the open mic. I'm oh, this is nice. They put my name on the open mic list without telling me. And they were Richelle, up to the stage. And I was somebody got my name? Richelle? Not Rochelle, not Rachel, but Richelle with an I, that's crazy. And they was no, that's you. At first I was no. And then the guy was don't be scared. And I was ain't nothing scared about me. Got on that mic, and ever since then, I knew my calling was to be on the mic doing poetic situations, because I do rap, I do singing, but I always say anything that I do it in a poetic fashion.
So how did you go?
The feeling, well, being in church, my parents had me doing speeches since I was 3 years old. So it was never uncommon for me to be on a microphone, but to be able to express myself and really dive in and use my words in a certain way. I don't know if you know, but people in Houston, we love to freestyle. And my cousin used to make me freestyle so much in high school that I would start writing down some of them and be ready for him to turn on the beat. And I had a whole book by the time I went to college. So once I got there and I realized, they were Richelle, this book is poetry. And I'm just okay, see, I was just making freestyles just to shock my cousin, but now I have a whole catalog of poems that I can learn, and it just felt good to get it out. Not only that, I feel the moment that I knew was when I really manifested, and I was watching Def Jam Poetry when I started getting obsessed with poetry in my freshman year. And when I say I came back from Christmas of 2008 in college, and TWU, which was, I went to University of North Texas, TWU was down the street, Texas Women University. They were doing a poetry show, and they wanted some poets to open up, and they called us, and it was 4 of us, and they were just it's a Def Jam poet. And I was I bet it's not my favorite Def Jam poet. And it was Shehan. Shehan is one of my favorite Def Jam poets. If you have not seen Shehan perform, just go Google Def Jam poet Shehan. He had a poem that made me want to elevate myself in my rhetoric, the way that I wanted to express words, the way that I want to do it. And when I saw that manifestation happen so fast, slams, nationals, things just kept rolling in very just smoothly for me, that it was undeniable that I was supposed to be in that lane. My core inspiration has been a lot of my revelations in life. You know, I remember realizing that the world was just messed up. And I was just like, let me write about the things that I see, but I don't hear that many people talking about. So I have a poem talking about, you know, how the world really makes us choose. And it like, Democrats are Republicans. I mean, blue or red. Well, I guess they both just Crips and Bloods, but it's nice if we call it Walmart and Target. We see how people, you know, it's all by design. Like, it's red or blue. What you gonna do? You know, like from the streets to the White House. It's like, I try to make that scene in front of people just so we can be like, you know what, maybe we should kind of step back and be like, we should redesign this earth together instead of just going with the design that keeps making us go against each other.
Oh, it's really dope. I ain't gonna lie, you have everything done, so.
Right.
Wow, my goodness.
So I remember when I was about to go to, when I was slamming just for fun. And slamming is like, you know, poetry and you're battling people and everything. And I got a call from one of the people in Dallas and they're like, we don't got that many people tonight. Can you come through, Richelle? And I get there and it's packed. And they're like, Richelle, you have made it to regionals. You have won so many slams. If you go hard, you're going to nationals. We're gonna take care of everything. Just go hard. And I told them literally like, I don't care about slamming. I'm good, And I just thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna go hard. And if I make it, I make it. But I'm not obsessed with it because a lot of poets get obsessed with getting on the slam team or trying to battle and all these type of things. And I just don't, I'm not a big competitor in my art. My art is like, how can I make myself better as an artist? How can I present myself better? How can I get compensated for my purpose? That's the things that I was thinking about. So I ended up doing really well and I went to nationals my first year trying and I was 21. I went to Minneapolis. They flew me out there. We got 17th in the nation and, you know, coming back, I started getting calls just to get features. And now people are paying me at colleges to do the thing that I just started doing. And I was just like, I love this. This is something that just flows out of me. And now I'm just like, wait a minute, this could be a job, like for real? Like, oh, y'all got a budget? Oh, I can get paid, okay, cool. So that was the moment where I was just like, a little like, I'm not trying to battle, but it actually turned into just putting me on a higher platform around so many poets and poetry lovers that it turned into, Richelle, there is an avenue for you to actually create revenue for yourself. And then I want to say, whenever it was noticed that I also could rap besides do poetry, and the guy out in Dallas was just like, Richelle, just come with me to Abilene and I'm gonna get you on a tour. And I was like, Abilene? He was like, yes, Kirko is out here. It was in 2011. And I was just like, I'm not gonna come out to Abilene for that. And all of a sudden I was just like, oh, I don't have to work. I didn't have to work. I didn't have to do anything that day. And I was just like, all right, I'll hop in the car with you. I'll go to Abilene. And I ended up on tour with Kirko. And then right after that, I ended up on tour with Dero. And after that happened, the only reason why the momentum didn't stay is because I got pregnant. So that was the only thing. But I always knew that I was gonna come back into my art. And those moments right there were like, those moments made me realize I can come right back, because if I'm great, then it's inevitable that I can come back. And I'll probably come back even better because I'll have more experience to even talk about. So, yeah. Oh, in the next 5 years, I really want to see myself on an island, understanding how to be off the grid. That's like, you know, in reality, what I would really like to do. But I'm still gonna be, of course, doing my art. I'm still gonna be able to push that out. The best part about being able to learn how to be off the grid is learning that you could be on the grid when you feel like it. And I would love to do Sade. Whatever Sade is doing, I would love to do Sade. She don't have to put all of her personal life. She don't have to put all of this into it, but she put so much into her art and she gave so much in that area, that creative space, that people are just waiting for Sade to just pop out and breathe. So that's where I would really like to be, because I enjoy creating for the masses and I enjoy uplifting the masses. But I think people get too fascinated about what's going on behind the creativity. And I don't mind sharing a little bit, because I understand inside my art, I share things to make sure people feel like they can be related to. As far as like even being a mom, like I talk about my sons. I talk about, you know, being a single mother and having those moments. I've talked about, you know, being in a moment where you feel down. And then I've also talked about the moments that really brought me up. I talk about the things that elevate me, the things that I use to elevate myself. So, you know, in 5 years, I see myself still creating on a higher level, getting paid even way more than what I thought I could be paid to just step outside and do the things that I would love, and being able to take care of my family off my creation fully, just like take care of my family, not just my children, but like help my mom out a little more, help my dad out a little more, you know, get them a private chef, you know, do things like that, because they're getting older and I want to take care of them in this sense. So yeah. Well, everything starts off with foundation. And, you know, I have been getting consulted in the past couple of months by some really great people. And those people have helped me build the foundation as far as understanding my LLC, understanding everything that I'm supposed to get as far as, you know, people understanding sound exchange and your BMI or ASCAP if you have ASCAP, your MLC, your all the ways you're supposed to receive money as a musician, Harry Fox, like all those different avenues where you're supposed to receive money. Then also understanding your value, creating your rate cards and creating, you know, having your EPK up to date, making sure that you're consistent with your content, making sure that you create a tribe for yourself and the people that really support you, and understanding who supports you and what fans are and what supporters are, like those two different things. Not only that, also creating that team around you that just believes in you in totality. And you have to keep those mirrors around you, because if you don't, and you have somebody that's just like, I don't know if you're supposed to be doing that or you should be doing this, and they give you that type of advice, that could sway you. But I make sure to have not yes men around me, but people that can really give me a mirror of like, Richelle, you need to get this together. You need to do this. And it's just like, okay, can you help me? Can you show me how to do this task? And I have people around me that have been helping me tremendously in that fashion. And also, of course, moving around. My next show is in LA, May 17th. Well, actually, my next show is May 11th for Mother's Day brunch, but my next actual show where I'm performing, not just hosting, you know, it's gonna be in LA. And that movement and me moving around is gonna be very critical to my growth. That you have to move around. You can go viral, but even when you go viral, you gotta move around. I say this every time I leave the stage. I want you with me to learn. I want you to love, and I want you to laugh, because that's what we need to do while we're here on this earth. We need to learn about the earth, how to grow food, how to, you know, how the sun works with us, how the stars work with us, how each other should work with each other. We need to learn love. We need to make sure first we're loving ourselves, okay? Because if we all love ourselves correctly, then guess what? This earth will look totally different. And then we need to laugh, because that be the main part. Ego be making people just feel like, oh, they're talking about me, or oh, they're doing this, oh, they're... Just laugh. Like, if you know yourself, you're probably gonna laugh 9 times out of 10. If somebody commenting on you or doing this stuff, you know, when people react to comments on a thing, I'll be like, I don't understand why y'all don't just laugh. It's not like they can come like hit you or nothing like that. Like, turn off the phone, like bust out laughing. That's all I can say, or find the laughter within it. But every show that I'm in, I always say I love y'all, but most importantly, love yourself. Hello. Okay, so another moment that was like a what? Which still to this day I have to remind myself because it wasn't out of the blue, but it wasn't what I expected because I'm in the Texas Grammy chapter. And I remember one of the ladies, Amanda, she was trying to get me in the chapter. I thought they were scammers. I thought it was a scam. And she finally kept hitting me. She hit me in my DM, email, everywhere. And I finally answered back like, okay, hi, what's up? Okay, you keep hitting me up. She was just like, yes, 2 people have put you in to be a part of the Texas Grammy chapter. I'm like, what is that? And she was just like, there's different states that have different chapters, and it's supposed to create a pathway for you to be a voting member and for you to enter in your own Grammy considerations. And I was like, what? So then I'm like going through the whole thing and I'm like, this is real. Okay, this is really real. So that was 2021 and COVID had just happened. So I was just like, what does this really mean? So now it's 2022 and I go to the block party at South by Southwest. And then 2023, I'm at the block party. Then I go to the First Ladies brunch. And then now there's a 4-year consideration phase that happened last year. I put in my poetry and thought I was about to be Grammy nominated poet. Me and my son also got on a children's album that was entered into the Grammys. And I was not thinking that when me and my son did the children's album. I literally had just put out a post like I'm doing features right now. And one of my homies, Uncle Jumbo, shout out to Uncle Jumbo, he was like, Richelle, I need you on this album. And I was just like, you want me on a children's album? And he was just like, yes, like the children, they'll love you, this, that, and the third. I was like, okay, cool. Let me hear the song. And the song jammed. Like it wasn't like a corny little children's, song and this, that, and the third. So I was like, okay, I got to get on this. I get on it. My son's in the studio with me. One of them falls asleep. The other one is up. I'm like, you want to try to get on this? I was like, I could send in your verse and see if, he takes it. And he was like, this verse right here makes the song. So I was just like, okay, cool. AJ, you on the song with me? I'm on the song with my son. And I'm just like, that's it. That's what I think. And then I find out that he also is a part of the Grammy chapter and he entered in his song, his album for the Grammy nomination. And I'm like watching the Grammy, the nominations on screen on TV at my house. I'm just like waiting for the poetry part. And I hear all the names fall for the poetry part. And I was just like, dang, I really thought I gave my all for that poetry. And, I quickly confirmed myself. And I said, you know what? You did your all on that poetry album. And people that seen it, they loved it. And all of a sudden, it was just like, children's album of the year. And they said, Taste the Sky. I was like, get out of here. I was just like, oh my God, wait a minute. I called him immediately. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait, we children Grammy nominated. And he was just like, you gonna have to change your bio. The price just went up. And I was just like, universe, it's one thing for me to be on a nominated album, but for me and my son to be on one, it just meant something really, really special. And I'm not even pushing him to be in rap right now. I'm cultivating him as an artist because I want him to be his authentic self. But at that time, he gave me such an authentic rap that I was just like, oh boy, you cold. Like, I'm like Joe Jackson, you just joking. But you call and to have him just have this a part of him and forever on as an artist as he grows and whatever he's doing, it meant so much more. And that was that I'll never forget because it was like poetry and it was like, I got something better for you. And I was like, okay, cool. But yeah. And then we went, in LA and we did not win, but at the same time, the nomination and us knowing like, it's right there, the manifestation is there. Because I had it on my vision board before anything. So I thought the vision board was gonna say poetry. But sometimes if you're not detailed, it'll be a whole nother vision, but it'll still be that thing. So, we gonna be dropping some music this year too. So, we're gonna go back in that thing and go again. I need you to go check out my play on Tubi. It's called Waiting on the Plug, and it came about because in 2022, I was let go of my job with COVID situations. And when I was let go, I was just like, okay, I gotta dive into my art, I guess, right now. This is what the universe is saying. So what happens is I released a soundtrack in 2020. And the soundtrack is called We Hymns. It's on Bandcamp. It's hilarious. And one of my producer friends, he was just like, what you gonna do with this? So I was like, I don't know, let's make some visuals. Let's make something funny. He was like, you should really write a play because it really is so in order. I can just listen to this back to front to back. And I was just like, okay, cool. Give me like a good month. Maybe I'll write the play. And within 2 weeks, because I didn't have a job, I wrote that play. Within a month, I had the cast. We were rehearsing. And at the end of 2022, November, we had our first venue at Bar 8. And we filmed that one. Then we had our next venue at Tribeca. And we filmed that one. And we looked at the two of them and we were just like, let's take this one and see if we can get it on Tubi. Because, Tubi, it's a little ratchet on there. But at the same time, if it's good, they still let you, make your way through. So I had a director that was helping me distribute it out to Tubi. And I had did a movie for him. That's what even got it on my mind that I could get it to Tubi. So I let him look at it and he was like, this could definitely go to Tubi. And I learned so much. I learned about how to do captions. I learned about IMDb. I learned about, just getting everything in order that you need to get for a movie. I learned about all the levels that it had to be at, the cover. Our cover got denied 3 times. If you get denied, don't think that it's not a window you can't get in. You just go back and do it. Like, you just learn the lesson and you go. Never quit. And July 7th, last year, 2023, Waiting on the Plug, dropped on Tubi, and it's been going so well. It's viral, of course, and all I can say is go watch it. Hey, Graham? Hey, you. Girl, you are great. You are amazing. You're being a great mom. And in 5 years, these boys about to be real grown and they're gonna need a lot of different things. So stay on task, because they're gonna be car ready. They're gonna be, stay on task. Be graceful with yourself, like show yourself some grace, but get to work. Do not stay in your feelings. There is no money in your feelings unless you're expressing it on the song. But don't stay in your feelings too long because those are temporary. You are the sun and the moon. Rise and do your job. Even if the clouds come around, they are just temporary. And I love you. It's your girl, Richelle Gemini, and I'm at Kahlab Social, y'all. And I had such a great time